I often eat alone at a Wendy's that's just down the street from my house. A little less than a week ago, I noticed that they hired a new employee. She's a fair-skinned woman who, for the sake of not violating a pending order of protection, will say is named Michelle. I was fond of her from the moment I first saw her. I immediately went home and scoured the internet to find out more information about her. I figured this way I'd be able to learn her interests and engage her in conversation regarding them. I remember initially thinking to myself that it's the same how name tags don't include last names. All I had to go on was a first name and location. Yet thanks to Facebook's ability to search by city and state, I was able to find her after just a few hours. Once I did, I realized I hit a gold mine. Her phone number was visible to everyone, not just Facebook friends. Most women are scared to give out their number to a stranger because they don't think they're trustworthy. But if someone asks you out on a date after looking you up and learning your phone number without you having to tell them, you'd likely be far more trusting of that person since they already know your personal info. You have nothing to lose. That was my line of thinking anyway. After obtaining her phone number, I figured I'd try to do something romantic that would build up to me asking her out. I decided to use an app that would let me text her without revealing my actual number. The app allowed me to change my number at will, especially making it unblockable, which I thought was a good idea since she might think it's just one of her friends messing with her and block it right away. This would grant me the ability to remain a complete enigma to her. Once a day, I told myself, only text her once a day so it isn't creepy. Sadly, I was far too excited at the prospect of having my first girlfriend to stick to that. My first text to her was simply, "I saw that picture of that graduation you posted. You're beautiful." Later that day, while I was sitting in the Wendy's parking lot, I sent her another text that said, "I can see you right now. One day you'll see me too." Before I knew it, I had texted her over 300 times in just a few days. She never once responded to any of them. Still, not all messages contain text. Some were just pictures of her that I took while she was at work to let her know that I was actually there. Some of you may have noticed that I wasn't online at all yesterday. There is good reason for that. Yesterday was the day that I met her in person and tried to ask her out. It didn't go as planned. I walked up to Michelle while she was at the counter and told her that I'm her admirer. Her cheerful expression changed as she suddenly started shouting, "This is the guy, Marco! Marco, this is the guy!" Marco was the manager. He jumped up from behind the counter and grabbed me while instructing her to call the police. I bit his arm hard enough to draw blood, but he did not release me until police arrived. The police said that the detainment was lawful, which meant that I was to be charged with battery for biting a manager in addition to stalking. This amounts to almost $500 in fines. Thankfully, Father told me that he'd take care of it since I'm currently unemployed. The police also told me that she's filing for an order of protection, so I can't return to that specific Wendy's. Father told me to keep my chin up and to remember that some women aren't just worth it. He said that if she thinks having a guy flatter her and think about her all the time is something to call the police over, then she must be one of those naughty feminists. After spending some time thinking about it, I realized he's right. Sometimes you have to remind yourself that it's not you, it's them. God. The fuck is this guy on?